And welcome to the LEC post-game lobby. I'm QuickShot. I'm joined by Ender. Finn and Vanda are just getting the microphone set up and they will be joining us. Huge shout out to Law and to Mickey for a fantastic interview. Mickey having a little bit of fun with us. And what I really like hearing is right at the end saying expectations. Like, yeah, there's expectations from everyone else, but like, it's what I expected to as well. We want to win everything.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's pretty evident when you see the roster they put together in the offseason, then they go win MSI, so everything should just be up, and up for here from G2.
Absolutely the case. Let's talk a little bit about how they took down Rogue today. The Kiana, Akali, Sejuani combo, it was all locked in the first rotation, and it really just frankly wrecked Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like Rogue had a pretty clear strategy, putting the Renekton in the mid lane up against the Kiana. They also had Elise in the jungle, so the idea was try and dive mid lane early and just hard win in that matchup. The dive didn't end up working out. They didn't die or anything like that, but they weren't quite able to pull off that play. And then a couple of invade fight attempts later, the game really swung G2's way.
Well, welcome to Vanda and Finn. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us, especially after a loss. I really understand it is very difficult, and it's good to see you smiling, Finn. How did the game go from your perspective?
I mean, it was quite explosive, this game. It went from 0 to really fast. Like, I think it was at 5 minutes, they already started getting some kills, and I mean, it felt like they were constantly making play after play. While they used to make one play, they just instantly made another one, and it was kind of like hard to keep track of what's going on, and people got a bit disoriented, maybe. So, but I mean, it was learning full experience at least.
Yeah, is that what it just feels like to play against G2 every single time? They're just never going to stop fighting you, because that's what it seems like watching. And I like that you bring up like getting disorientated, because they just never give you a moment to think, it feels like.
I mean, I think their plays are predictable if you really think about it, but in the heat of the moment, like, people tend to do what they usually do, but you kind of need to think about what they always do. Like, how can I say it? You want to, you kind of have to adapt how you play against them and kind of expect everything that they can do.
Which is really tough, and you're going to do all of that while playing your own game, communicating with your team, etc. I mean, Vanda, we've got a couple of replays. I'd love for you to talk us through some of them. Okay. I don't know which ones are coming yet, so you know, talk to me about the game. This is obviously actually you starting on the Pyke.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm playing a bit of Pyke. I mean, I have always played it, but I didn't play it on stage yet. I guess this game was kind of alright for me. In general, I mean, this play, yeah, so Akali pushed the top wave, and then we didn't know where Kiana is, but I think we could have expected this one. And this one.
What is communication like, Vanda? Like, you know, as Finn was saying, you kind of have to expect everything.
Yeah. I think here was the problem that we were fighting on bot side at the same time with Akali, and I said, guys, don't contest mid, I'm gonna just go bot. But I guess they caught us just like when I was saying it. And yeah, usually ADs just always try to contest the mid wave, because if you let them push, they can like run to the side and stuff. But here, since we are weaker 3-3 right now, Seju was like so fed. Kai'Sa had to play a bit more safer.
Yeah, it becomes even worse too, because while you're trying to chase down the Kiana, because the fight goes awry in mid lane, then they're able to show up and actually save her. Yeah, so everything just sort of fell apart right there.
Vanda, you and I have been on like the top of League for a while. I've cast you on so many different teams for so many different years. What is it like playing against this G2, which is probably the strongest team Europe's ever put together?
Probably, yeah. I think the problem is that they're all super good on the roles, right? They don't have any weakness. They're kind of like Fnatic last year, but a bit better, I think. Yeah, it's just, if they see they're 2v2 on bot lane, they're gonna instantly fight you. If they see he's 1v1 on mid, he'll fight you, and then the game is like way more chaotic. And I think Jankos plays like super well with all of the lanes. He's like really proactive and he gets lots of kills.
Yeah, you say they're similar to Fnatic last year. Do you mean that because they're very talented in all their positions, or do you see like playstyle similarities?
Yeah, they are just talented on all the positions. So they're like, Fnatic had all the top players on the roles. I just think Perk is a little bit more aggressive than Reckless and plays more champions. That's why maybe they can also get more leads from the bottom lane in general.
Yeah, everybody on that team plays more champions, it feels like.
They play everything, Trevor, everything.
You guys were mentioning Jankos, just want to give you an update. He is the Kia player of the game with 42% of the votes. Let's move away from this game and let's talk about some more positive things for both Rogue as well as G2. When we take a look in the race for playoffs, G2, Fnatic, Splice and Schalke, they've all locked their spots. However, the battle for Athens is still left to be decided. That is Fnatic Fnatic versus Splice next week. In terms of the battle for the bye, if G2 Esports pick up one more win, or if Splice drop a game, G2 will be guaranteed a top 2 placement. Before we talk about Rogue and Rogue's playoff chances, which I want to spend some time on.
Okay.
Fnatic versus Splice next week. Vanda, who's going to win this, and who is your favorite to place second?
I think Fnatic is better team in general. Their support jungle is just way better in Fnatic, so they can create way more plays. But I don't know, Splice, they always seem to do like crazy plays sometimes, like Chachi or Humanoid, they pop off very often, or like Zerzon Kiana. So I think this is where they have to take the games off. Or maybe like Kobe scaling as well, and like, I mean, both Regis and Kobe, they're both really good, so I don't think...
You can see both teams winning, but
exactly.
you kind of feel
I can see both teams winning, but I think Fnatic have better support jungle synergy, they play more aggressive early game, and I think this will be a key in this game.
Yeah, I think my general read on this matchup is like, I see Fnatic having higher highs than this Splice team, but the way they both have been playing on the back half of the split, I see a lot more consistency out of Splice, whereas Fnatic have like the huge pop-off Hylissang games, and then the 0-8, where is Hylissang on the map? Oh, he's always dead types of games. And that makes me actually think that Splice would have the upper hand in this matchup.
Well, definitely seems to be the case. Finn, who's going to take second? Who will win between Fnatic and Splice?
I mean, I think recently, I mean, I'm a top laner, so I'm a bit biased, but I think Vizisachi has been playing super well recently. I mean, this whole split, he's like, compared to Spring, he's stepped up a lot. And I think Splice top side generally, I think is a bit better than Fnatic's. I think Sachi, Zerix, and Humanoid is slightly above. So I think I can see Splice taking the win, actually.
I love that you guys are both talking about like your own roles. Like you're like the top side for Splice seems stronger, they should win. Vander thinks the bot and support and jungle is stronger, so they should win. So it's really interesting to see that perspective.
And I want Finn, I want you to chime in. You said Vizisachi's popping off, but let's talk about Vizisachi versus Bwipo. What's going to define this matchup, and what do you think of Bwipo? We on the Shoutcaster side think he only plays Aatrox and can't really do anything else. So I want to hear what your opinion is and get you to talk about his play.
But his GP was pretty good today.
Yeah, very true.
I think Bwipo and Sachi is a bit similar. Like, they really like to play aggressive, but they're also really stable in a way. Like, they both play a really good GP, which I think is really key in this meta. And, I mean, then they have some other differences in champion pool, but I think Bwipo has a tendency to be a bit over-aggressive sometimes, and I also think Sachi is a really good player at playing like solid and slow and being able to just capitalize on these mistakes. But I mean, it's going to be a close battle. I think both players. I
love to watch Bwipo though. Like, this guy sometimes does such a crazy plays, slowing the game, and then suddenly he like goes somewhere and so loses the game. But I mean, I feel this player is pretty good in general right now. If he just tunes down those, but he's similar to Hylissang, I think in general. That's why they're so dangerous in a way, that both of them can just take the games for the team.
Yeah, I think Bwipo is super reliant on Broxa as well, because Broxa spends a lot of his early game around the top side of the map to try and like help Bwipo take these very aggressive trades or try to bounce his minion waves as well. So if Broxa and Bwipo are playing on the same page, those two look a whole lot better than when they're disjointed and Bwipo's overextending or Brox is not there to find the plays.
I mean, that's kind of the way Bwipo wants to play. Like, he wants to like perma trade, and then if you perma trade, it's really good if your jungler is first on the top, because both are going to be like 1 HP. So the jungler that comes first just gets the free gold.
Yeah, I forget who said this, but last year when someone was comparing Soaz versus Bwipo, it was like when they're both playing Gangplank, Soaz is the guy that'll like last hit and farm with Q at level 1. Bwipo will walk into your face and like try to kill you at level 1 with Gangplank.
Okay, I love this. We do need to move on very quickly. Vander leaning a little bit towards Fnatic. Finn leaning a little bit towards Splice. Who will win? Just the team.
I mean, I said it earlier today in Ready Check. I'll say it again. I think Splice have the upper hand.
Well, there we go. We'll see who wins next week. Now, let's talk a little bit about Rogue's chances of making playoffs. Do you guys actually know what the conditions are to make playoffs?
I think we have to beat OG, and they can't win more games than us.
I love it. That is 100% correct. And the biggest and the most important thing is, if you guys win out all 3 of your games, you're in playoffs. Yeah. Are you doing it?
Oh, well, we have Fnatic, OG, and Schalke, so it's not the easiest schedule.
You're 1-0 against OG. You're 1-0 against Fnatic.
That's true, actually.
So if it's not the easiest schedule and you've already beaten them, surely the odds are in your favor.
Oh, well, last time we beat Fnatic, they had a bit shake-up roster. Like, there was a bit problem there, but...
They also gave you guys Olaf. Big mistake.
Inspired Olaf. It's legendary.
Don't give it to the kid.
He loves his Olaf, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we can beat those teams, but honestly, they are hard opponents. Yeah, the most important games against OG, and then tomorrow we play Schalke, I think.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
correct.
so, I mean, it's easier to beat Schalke than Fnatic, so next two games, I would say, are really important to us.
Finn, are you going to make playoffs?
I mean, we'll do our best. I think...
We'll make it, come on, be confident.
You didn't say we could make it, you said it's going to be hard.
No, I said it's hard, but I didn't ask if
I think we for sure have the tools to make it. Like, I think Fnatic today looked a bit shaky, so... I mean, this is like... Fnatic and Schalke and OG, they're strong teams, but they're not like G2. They don't feel like unbeatable in a way.
Yeah, I get that.
I think, I mean, it's for sure doable if we practice well.
Finn, what would it mean for you, one of the youngest members on the stage with some of the fewest games here in summer, to eliminate Origin from playoffs?
I mean, it feels pretty sick, but...
Sick.
I mean, it doesn't really feel much for me to eliminate Origin. I don't have anything personal against them, but it would be really nice to make playoffs and try to play well in there as well.
And Vanda, same question.
I mean, I played with Nuke for quite a lot, like for 2 years, I think, or even maybe more. We played together for a long time. So it feels always good to beat him. And Miffy too. We never played together, of course, because we are both supports, but we met each other a lot. Exactly. He like denied me Worlds twice, I think, in the 3-2 best of 5.
Now it's your turn.
I guess it's my turn now, yeah.
That is awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. I wish you guys all the luck. Of course, it starts with Schalke tomorrow. Let's move on. One more question that I want to ask the players while we've got them. We've seen a lot of teams improving and some teams disappointing in the summer split. Rogue is one of the teams that's improving. You know, how you guys started and where you are now, looking really good. Excel, they were on an upward trend. Vitality were trending upwards, but today I got a bit of a shock. So what do you feel about the state of the league and the strength of the teams as the summer split has gone on?
Well, I think about us first. So I think we had a good times after Rift Rivals. So we used those 2-3 weeks really, really well. And I think we played really well 2 weeks following that. But then last 2 weeks, I think our pick and ban and kind of playstyle dropped a little bit. I feel like the younger members in the team felt a bit of pressure because now, okay, we can actually make playoffs. We are pretty decent. And it showed in some moments on stage that we just are too nervous and we make bad plays because of it. And yeah, we try to pick it up again right now, and I hopefully can beat OG. I think Excel, they are a bit better with their bot lane. And Mickey is actually playing pretty well in some situations. In general, I think all the teams are really... there's not much movement, I would say. It's just some games, some people play a bit better, so they win, and then some games, they will just play a bit worse, so they will lose. I just think, in general, maybe OG is the only team that plays way worse than people expected.
And Finn, you've watched a lot of games from home, and now obviously come in the last few weeks, right? So what's it like watching the games and seeing how the teams have varied performance, and then, of course, playing against them?
I mean, watching from home is like you're trying to learn from your own team's mistake, kind of. I mean, you're trying to get every info you can, right? So you can improve. But, I mean, I think Vander says a lot of true things. I don't think there's like any team that's really underperforming except for OG. I just feel like every team is kind of playing up to their standard. And, I mean...
I think also SK has a bit of problems. They don't play too
Actually,
well.
SK, I forgot about them.
Yeah, they've absolutely tanked the last.
I mean, they show decent games sometimes, but a lot of games they just seem a bit disoriented, I guess.
Okay. Ender, I'm going to make this a little uncomfortable for you.
Okay. Hit me.
Next week, Rogue play Origin. Who's going to win this game and why?
We are here, remember.
So you guys are honest. So like the weird thing about looking at you guys' games is the Origin game is the one I'm least concerned about for you guys. Like the Origin one's like the easiest game out of all of those for sure. So like I have no doubt that you guys could actually beat Origin. The bigger worry is like the Schalke, the Fnatic types of games.
Why specifically?
Honestly, I just don't think OG are playing good League of Legends right now. I think the other teams like look much better above them, and like this is not the spring split Origin we saw that was dominating this team. It feels like Origin sort of look lost to me right now. Specifically, I look at how they try to play through their early games, and especially Cold is trying to feel like very active early on and trying to find plays. But what ends up happening is there's either a lot of wasted time from Cold in the early game, or they try to 50-50 all these fights. Like if you ever watch their games, like they're guaranteed to contest the first Drake. And almost all their games, they lose that first Drake fight. And I'm just like putting my hands up, like, you scale, you have all these other ideas of how you can try to play your games. I just need them to like stop and slow down, because when Origin was the second best team in our league, they were smart, they were calculated, they were slow. They weren't risking anything over these 50-50s, but that's what they've looked like ever since they've come back from Rift Rivals.
And will Rogue take the 6th and final spot in playoffs?
I ultimately don't think so. I think Rogue can beat Origin, but I don't think you guys can go 3-0. I'm sorry.
But we can just go 1-0 and they just have to lose every game.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true. But Origin's remaining schedule is actually pretty light. I think, like,
so if I
outside of you
Origin
guys,
play XL tomorrow, Rogue next Friday, and then SK. So
yeah,
it's a little bit easier, I guess.
Yeah.
Just
so it's like you guys, like, the strength of schedule is definitely in their favor. So you guys have to win out for sure.
Well, look at it this way. The taste of victory is sweeter when it is harder earned. So
yeah, that's true.
That's it. We'll have to see who's going to come out on top. We are wrapping near the end of PGL, but I want to take a look at tomorrow's games really quickly. Do you guys follow the unofficial World Championship belt?
I mean, I started following when we lost it. So. I'm not sure where it is now.
I respect that.
I think Vitality has it, no?
SK. It was, but SK beat them today.
But I saw some pictures that Jactor had the belt, and we didn't get the belt.
No, so I know. So what ended up happening is Splice actually brought the belt, and they had it with them, and based on some results, they ended up needing to hand it over. So tomorrow, the belt is sitting with SK. If Splice can beat SK, they'll actually get the belt back. So I'm following that for that stake. Finn, what game are you watching that's not your own tomorrow?
I mean, Origin versus Vitality, Origin versus XL for sure. I think
that's a boring one, I think.
I mean, XLR are last place brothers from last split, so they'll give us the boost we need to reach playoffs.
That would be epic. Why is it a boring one?
I mean, I think both. I mean, XL is quite aggressive early, but I think OG will not fall for like easy pickups, and I don't think they'll fall too much behind. So it will be more about mid game. I feel like this is going to be pretty slow, in my opinion. I would look for Misfits G2. I think there'll be a lot of kills. Like Leader likes to fight. They have a new bot lane with Hans Sama. I think Hans looked pretty good today, so let's see what can he do against Umayan.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. Look, the heat, the race for players is definitely heating up. Enda, you got to give me one last game to look at for tomorrow.
I think Fnatic versus Vitality. Fnatic have looked shaky. Vitality played a really bad game today against SK. So, like, for this team that was trying to contest and, you know, make a case for them to break into the top 4 in the league, this is going to be really important for them.
Well, we'll have to find out. Look, Finn, Vander, thank you so much for joining me. Best of luck with the remainder of the games. I hope you prove Enda wrong. Over in the LCS Academy, it's almost time for the second semi-final between Cloud9 and 100 Thieves. After that series, you can catch our rebroadcast of the LEC. That was it from us here tonight. Thank you so much for watching. And if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and hello for LEC tomorrow. We'll close out week 8. See you then.
I'm sorry, I don't believe in you guys.
It's fine.
2, but Hans Sama is trying to turn it around. Kiwi survives for a moment, but Trick gets the double kill. Hans Sama just about lands the Void Seeker. One more auto's enough, and he's still alive as Trick eventually takes him down. First Trick there with the first kill. Hemo play used, and look at the back line. Dan's there, but already it's a double for Trick. And Odo's chasing out Dan. Killing in by Hans Sama, but already the rest of his team is down. And Schalke have done it. They hook in Hans Sama, and they hook in a spot to playoffs. Jacktroll goes in with the quickness, but look at the final chapter. We will lock up Attila. It locks up Jacktroll for a second. The root comes back with the blade caller, but the culling is used. There's the equalizer. And Vitality burn in the fire of hell. Sacre takes double, and it's too easy for SK.
Mickey gonna try to find something. Goes for the kick back. He's next to the left. They're taking aim. Jetsko tries to get one back in return. Mickey, the hero moment, potential to turn this one around, but he can't get past the windroll. Goes down. GA procs. It's a brief moment, but he's already dead. The flash forward, Nemesis wants a little bit more. Mickey tries to find a way out, but Fnatic just destroying Excel. Did not stand a chance. Fnatic take the win. Kabi now moving in with the main advantage coming in for Origin. Can Humanoid come on the backside and save this one? Pulled, now saved. A bit of time clock. Humanoid leaping back in and stun. Oh! Perfectly timed. You can stun in mid-flight, but you will not stop that damage. Quigaldi comes out, twisted fake to reveal the Akali. Now trying to dash back. Amino, safety fails. More comes in from Humanoid. They're trying to turn the play. Oh! It's a hero! That was a monster play! Baited and outsmarted. OG bite off 4 more than they can chew. Vander dashes over the wall. The hook, where's it going to go? Tries to pull it back. Mickey with the Akali in his belly, but not enough. Caps once again in the midst of everything. Vander tries to find the reset, but it will not be there. Big damage coming in. Jankos wants a few more stacks. The Ignite goes in. Caps gets the kill. Jankos buys a bit more time to tank, and it is an absolute slaughter and a triple kill for Caps.